Good evening and a happy new year to you. Welcome to Newsmaker Live. I am Clinton Reynolds, and of course it is a pleasure to be in your company this evening. I've missed you for a little while, so I hope you had a wonderful break over the season, Christmas, and of course the new year. But we're back, and we're here to discuss topics that are interesting to you with people with whom you have a connection and with whom you have that sense of trust and belief. So we're here to discuss various issues, and to kick off 2013, I didn't say 2012, I made that mistake a little earlier, but I will not on this show. We have with us former Foreign Affairs Minister Rufus Bousquet. He's also the former MP for Choiseul Saltibus. It's really good to have you. It's really good. I think it's an excellent way to kick off 2013.
You look rejuvenated, Clinton. I saw that opening, man, and I was rather impressed. You let the audience have it. Yes, well, thank you for having me. I hope whatever it is that we do on the program is to some benefit to the people and to the country, to your viewers and so on. And, they can come away from this with something a little more elevating than what transpires perhaps in certain other media.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they will, and kicking off with you, I think it's an excellent way to do that. Set ourselves that bar so that you can hold us to that bar and expect us to only get better as the year progresses.
Wonderful, thank you.
Now let's talk first of all of the break that we had, Christmas, yes. New Year's. How did that go for you?
Well, I mean, look, I've gotten to the point now where I find them to be more of an embarrassment and a nuisance than anything else. I mean, I understand we have to have a day for Christmas. It's a religious holiday and it signifies something. But I mean, all the partying and so on that takes place, and the conspicuous consumption and the manner in which people seem to feel an obligation to have to do certain things because it's Christmas. I don't know that this is in the best interest of a lot of people when they do it. So, we have a tradition of, you must have a good Christmas. And a good Christmas means you must have a lot of rum, and you must have a lot of food, and you must eat all kinds of things and so on, and you must stay out late at night and have a great time. So, if that's what it is for our people, then perhaps we need to look at ourselves a little differently sometimes. But that's just me, those who want to do it, go right ahead. I don't want to knock it, but
it's ironic, the 2 days of reflection, really. Christmas, where as a Christian society, you look back at the birth of Christ and all that signifies, and then New Year, rejuvenation, turning over of a new leaf for most people. Right. That's the time we tend to cloud our minds the most.
But it's not only that. I mean, the thing is, if it happens to fall on a Tuesday, for example, or on a Wednesday, then forget the week. You know what I mean? It's gone. Nothing happens for 2 weeks in the country, and I don't know that countries like ours can afford that sort of thing. But nonetheless, it's just the way it seems to happen. It's been happening for a long time, so. I mean, I highlight it, but at the end of the day, I understand. That's just the way it is. Hopefully, we can gradually bring people around to thinking differently and start acting the way mature democracies act, and do things the way people do it when they're more achievement orientated.
Well, I mean, another problem might be the fact that we have National Day on the 13th, because for me, I see everything shuts down from that point.
Pretty
the
much.
13th of December, because National Day is a holiday, and that's when the holidays begin.
Oh yeah,
whether sanctioned or not, that's when they begin.
Exactly, that's how it's been.
Yeah, and National Day really holds no meaning for us as St. Lucians,
For most people. No, it's just a day off.
It used to be Columbus Day, and we know that Columbus did not land as it.
Maybe these are things that have to be reviewed and have to be looked at. But, maybe something different should be done. I don't know.
But you look well, though. You look well. It's nice to see you. And I mean, what about your health?
Health-wise, so far so good. I'm doing pretty good. I'm still here. It's almost a year since I stopped my chemo, so that'll be a little bit of a milestone for me when I get there. And I take it one day at a time, but I get so many positive comments from people, Clinton. I can't hardly walk down the street without somebody coming and commenting about how good I look and so on and so forth. And I want to thank everybody for that. It's inspiring, but I keep saying, I hope these people don't give me goat mouth. When they say, what I mean? Everybody tell you look good, and then all of a sudden the opposite happens.
Yes.
But certainly people have been very kind, very nice, very comforting, very supportive. And I've also found myself in a situation where people call me, and ask me all sorts of questions and so on, and make references. And perhaps it's a good thing at this time to, say to people, because so many of the people I speak to seem to leave doctors' offices uninformed.
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem to feel that they should ask the doctor certain things.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of, I suppose, our upbringing in certainly in certain sectors of society,
Right.
where people feel somewhat intimidated. They feel perhaps they don't even have the right, although they're paying the man or
Mm-hmm.
woman, you know, that maybe they should wait to hear, you know. So they'll say, well, the doctor didn't call me. So what do you mean his doctor didn't call you? You're supposed to call the doctor.
Right.
The doctor, it's your life, it's your health. You can't sit there and say, well, they didn't tell you this or they didn't call you. You go in there, and until you clearly understand every aspect of whatever it is you're doing, then you should just remain there and ensure. Don't let anybody rush you out of the office because they corrected their money already or whatever the case may be. You sit in there and you get the job done. And if you don't feel that you're competent or capable, then bring somebody along with you who has the capacity to be able to look after your interests in that particular environment. You know, so I encourage people to do that, because quite frankly, I'm disappointed how often somebody will tell me something and then I would make some inquiry on their behalf only to find out that everything was explained, you know, and they just didn't get it.
Okay.
You know, it's terrible.
Yeah, but there's some doctors, and I mean, I don't want to hit them, you know, carte blanche, but there are some who have the idea that I'm the doctor, I'm treating you. What will you understand anyway if I tell you? You know, this is too complicated. And I've experienced it myself. You know, I think Dr. Daniel, who's my good friend, I had the I want to say opportunity to go to him recently, and you know, sat me down and explained everything, and I felt very comfortable. My wife also was with me, and you know, she felt comfortable. Said, "Oh, you know, that went very well." So we understood exactly what it was. So you know, I mean, if some of them would follow in his footsteps and adopt that humility and say, "Okay, well, you're the patient, I'm the doctor. Even though I know about health more than you do, it is my responsibility to sit you down and try to help you understand, you know, what's going on with your body."
I mean, you know, go down a bit. You know?
Exactly.
You got to have that flexibility.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes.
Bring it up or down depending on who you're talking
Exactly.
to. I think that's a hallmark of an intelligent individual.
Yeah.
So I think that will work.
But that's good. You look great, as I
Thank
said,
you.
you know, and I'm sure that the audience can see that, you know. Yeah. So I mean, we've been here before, and as I said, without health, you know, we're nothing. So
absolutely nothing is important at that, you know, beyond that. And so it's absolutely critical, and I feel that way, and I've experienced it, and I know that. So you know, I could be an advocate for the importance of health in one's life. Health is everything. That's it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now we have a lot to talk about.
Sure.
I mean, it's a new year. We have government issues, and of course, you would be an expert on that because you have been in government for a little while. You know, serving in different capacities. There are many things happening. The economy, we touched on that a little bit, and our conspicuous expenditure during the festive season, and what that means for us as a society, and as a small society, when everybody else is cutting back. You know, so I want us to discuss those issues, but we'll take our first break on Newsmaker Live. First break for 2013. When we come back, we'll discuss a lot more issues with former Foreign Minister Rufus Bousquet. Don't go away. Please stay with us.